Hi, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of A Lot of You Have Been Asking. I am joined by a very special guest today, one of my favorite follows online between her Instagram and her TikTok. She has over 1 million followers, which is just crazy to think about. She's a comedian, a content creator. She's hilarious. Her name is Courtney Michelle. Courtney, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Hayden. Hi.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to chat with you. I was just saying before we hit roll, I feel like I first followed you during the pandemic from your Kristen Cavallari impersonations. Is that like a common theme with people that was like their foray into you?
I think I really leaned into that in the beginning because it's the only impression I can do. So I was like, we're going to milk this hard. And I think it was fun because there was like some nostalgia still to it. This was like before, I think, maybe a little bit of her resurgence. I don't even know. So yeah. I think it really like tapped into some people's thing.
Totally.
So yeah, kind of.
And I think too, like a lot of people like look for millennial nostalgia in like their content. And I feel like you have a ton of that through like the skits that you create, all the different characters you have. I'm so curious, like, how did you get started on like posting on social media? Like, have you always been somebody that's been like into social media, or was this kind of like your way of launching your comedy career? Like, what was that like for you?
It's so funny because I used to be so judgmental of it, which is crazy. I started out as an actor, and when I was just starting as an actor, people were doing like Instagram videos. Mm-hmm. That was kind of it. Maybe I think Vine had just kind of died. Maybe, I don't even know. And so yeah, it was more these kind of like, if you remember the Instagram videos back in the day, like 2016, almost 10 years ago now, 27, they were like very specific.
Yeah.
They were very big. It was very, it worked. People had like millions of followers, but it was a different kind of thing. And I was so judgmental of it. I was like, I am very serious. I will never, ever do that. Bury me in the ground if I think about it. And then I think after a few years of waiting for the phone to ring, you start being like, what can I do? Because I'm dying slowly.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do with this hamness that I have to put somewhere? And I was like, okay, now I get why they do that. And so I started making Instagram videos. And then that forayed into TikTok.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, it like everyone else, the pandemic hit. And I was like, well, let's just hunker down and do this thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it started. So no, it was never, I was so judgmental at first. It was never like something that I never was on Vine. I never did like Instagram or Facebook or whatever videos back when it was starting or big or whatever. I kind of got on board slightly before everybody else, but still kind of a bandwagon joiner.
Totally. I mean, I was the same thing with TikTok. Like, I was like, all right, let's see what this new app is about. And then you start scrolling, you get like sucked in. And then all of a sudden it like becomes just this other whole beast that you're trying to wrangle.
When did you like download TikTok? Do you remember?
I feel like it was like end of 2019. Like
same.
Right before things shut down for the pandemic. And at first it was like, remember when it was like Musical.ly, or was it Musical.ly before TikTok? Yeah. And it was just like all these like little teeny boppers on there that were like better looking than I ever was at their age. And they're like doing all of these like dances. And I'm like, okay, like let me just put this in like the back burner in like the random like social media folder that I never use. And then once the pandemic hit, I was like so bored, so just like going crazy in my house. I'm like, I need something to focus on. I feel like that was the case for a lot of people.
I think so too. I think we had this like energy we needed to put somewhere. And I remember, I don't know if you ever had a video go viral in 2019.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. Before like, it was kind of like, that was like the golden era of like when you could just like go viral once and like bam, your followers would like skyrocket.
Yeah. And I had never, again, like I think I maybe had like 9,000 Instagram followers at that time. I probably bought like 1,000 of them. So I had nothing. And so to have 1 million people, I think I had one TikTok video that this was like back in 2019. So like 5 million views. I was like, where are these people coming from?
Yeah, right?
It was such a confusing thing to me. I had no idea. And I was so yummy. I was like, I need this like in my veins right now.
Injected into me. What was that video that went viral, the first one? Do you remember it?
Oh my God, it was so long ago. No, of course. It was, I remember exactly what it was. It was a video of me lip syncing, because that's kind of what it was back then, right? Like very little, it was kind of like Vines. It was like lip syncing or very short videos.
Yeah.
Maybe like the max even in 2019 was probably like 15 or 30 seconds.
Yeah,
like
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And then it was a Nicki Minaj song. I actually don't remember the song, but it was a Nicki Minaj song, and it was like, I used to be a hoe and I'm proud of it, or something. And it was like me talking to my kids when they find my Facebook videos with red cups, or Facebook photos with red cups.
Yeah.
It was so simple, but people really liked it. And I was like, this is my calling. I'll make a whole career of this. And it took me a few years, but
I feel like once you have that moment go viral, it's all about like capitalizing off of it. And you definitely have, with all of like your characters now and the different skits that you make. Like you're so entertaining and like funny, but like also relatable. Like everybody knows somebody. Like I think one of the characters that I love the most is like the sister of your brother's girlfriend with you at like lunch. And it's like everybody has been through that or is going through it currently. Like how do you find these characters? Is it just like a personal, you're like, it comes to you in one moment? Or like, is it something you're very like conscious about and try to sit down and like brainstorm? Like, how does that work for you?
I think it's been, I'm sure, and I'm curious if it's the same for you, but I'm sure it is. Like now I feel like my brain is wired to kind of look for things in the world that are fodder for content. And so over the past couple of years, yes, I've become more attuned to just like being out in the world and being like, oh, this situation, this is a sketch. This is something. There's something here.
Totally.
And I feel like for the majority of the characters or situations or whatever, it's either a situation I've encountered, like I've been in the situation and I was like, I wonder if other people are experiencing this through this lens. Let me try. And sometimes they go, no.
Yeah, sometimes it flops.
100. Yeah, they go, here's 100 views, because no. And then sometimes people are like, oh my God, yes, this is something that I've experienced so much. And honestly, a lot of those characters that I do, or a lot of situations, are me. Like I'll leave a situation having done something really embarrassing and been like, I can't believe I did that. I'm going to pretend it's a character.
Yeah, right.
And I'm going to make fun of myself. And what I think has been either the success or just like maybe the fun of the stuff that I do is that I feel like people either know this person or they are this person. So it really engages two different kinds of people who either relate to it because they've experienced this person and they're annoyed by this person, or they love this person or whatever, or they are this person and they are still embarrassed by this version of themselves, or they love this version, whatever. Like I think it becomes relatable on both fronts when it's something you've actually experienced.
Yeah, totally. And you said your background is in like acting, like traditional acting, and like tell me about that experience transitioning from that world where you admitted that like you're like, I was like not for this at all, like posting on social media and whatnot. Is there like a stigma with actors about like influencing in content and social media? Is that why you felt that way?
For sure. I mean, I think it's definitely a lot less than it used to be. But I think back, even before I started making content, it was like it was kind of two lanes. It was like the YouTubers and the internet, social media people, and then the actors, which makes no sense because you're doing the same thing.
Totally.
One person is just creating their own avenue to do this. But I think it was, there was definitely two different parties of it, and a lot of judgment. Either, I don't know if it was on the other side. I don't know if Instagram people were judging the actors in acting classes, trying to do like check off or whatever. But I know it's so embarrassing to look back on and be like, why were we so judgmental of literally what I do right now, which is acting.
Yeah. So, that's the thing. At the end of the day, I feel like it is, you're doing it just in a different lane, like you said. But you're also the director, the writer, the producer, whatever it is. You are wearing all of those hats. So it actually is like a pretty easy pipeline to get from creating content to acting. Obviously, I would never claim to be an actor. I could never memorize a script. That's why I love to be behind my phone, because I can take like 40,000 takes of the same exact line. But it really is. They are. There's a lot of overlay between the two.
Yeah, and I think what I find so interesting in this in the content creation world is how few people want to like be an actor.
Mm-hmm.
And like you're already doing it, but they're like, no, I'm creating the world. I'm creating the character. I'm doing my own thing. I'm not like being a part of someone else's world, which for me is also its own very exciting thing. Like I love getting a script and breaking it down
Mm-hmm.
and like acting opposite another person, which I feel like I rarely get to do with content creation. I like getting lost in a scene, like all that mumbo jumbo.
Mm-hmm.
They're two very different worlds that I love very, very much. But it is interesting. I'm like, but you're doing it. But they're like, no, it's I'm doing what I want to do. I'm doing exactly full encompassingly what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I get that because I feel the same way.
Totally. Were you a theater kid growing up? I'm so curious, because I feel like there is the theater kid to actor pipeline, and then there's the people that were like, I was never in theater. I could never have done it. Like I wouldn't have survived today.
It's so funny. I did musical theater when I was a kid. I stopped when I was 14 because I had to make a decision besides whether I wanted to be a cheerleader or audition for the musical Annie, and I chose cheerleader like an idiot.
Sophie's choice.
Oh my gosh, truly. But I did musical theater growing up, and then I minored in theater in college.
Okay.
And it's so funny because I don't consider myself a theater kid, but I also do. I love theater writ large. I love musical theater so much. I couldn't like sing, like I have friends that can like name every song and every musical and sing them. Like that is not me. but there's something that just like serves my soul so much about theater.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You both?
I feel like I'm kind of similar. Like, no, I was never a theater kid. Like, I wanted to be so badly, but I auditioned for every play in like middle school and never got in, and was just like, you know what? Not even an ensemble cast part. Like, I was truly horrible, apparently. So I guess I must have just channeled that energy into like doing my own thing, and that's why I'm kind of like out on my own. But I'm like adjacent to theater. Like I love all like the musicals, and like I've grown up like loving that stuff. But no, I wouldn't consider myself a theater kid either, unless you consider loving Glee a theater kid, which you probably could.
Love Glee.
It's
I would
iconic.
Love Glee so much. If I could go be on any show, that probably would be what it is.
Oh my God. What are some of your other like dream roles that you would like love to play in an acting role versus social media? I feel like I could totally see you on like a Big Little Lies, like outside, like next to like Nicole Kidman and Reese Witherspoon, but like being like the character that is like so dry that you can't tell if they're like doing that on purpose and like trying to be funny, or like that's just who they are. Like I can see that for you with like a crisp glass of Sauvignon Blanc in your hand at all times.
Yes, perched. I would love a little dramatic Big Little Lies. To be the comedic relief in Big Little Lies would be amazing.
Yeah.
I've always said like the Alexis character in Schitt's Creek would be like my dream job.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is so fun.
Yeah.
As I get older, Moira is getting closer and closer, you know? Would also be a blast. Any of those like super fun anything on The Office, anything on Parks and Rec, anything on these like big, like large ensemble kind of comedy shows, I think would just be so fun. But I'd also love to be like a Shiv on Succession.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think like a badass chick. I mean, I don't know if you feel this, but there's so much that I want to do that question almost feels overwhelming to answer, because I'm like, I want to do it all.
Yeah,
it's
right.
All, it's like, all on the list.
You're like,
you know?
You can't make me pigeonhole myself and just have one character. Like, I can do them all.
Don't put baby in a corner.
You're a Jill of all trades. Talk to me about like your journey with coming to terms with like being a public personality. Like, because that's a whole other beast of social media, is that people kind of feel an entitlement to your life and to your content in some way, shape, or form. How do you deal with like people seeing you in public and coming up to you, or, you know, DMs? Like, we're not, I always say, like, we're not as humans, like, supposed to get as much feedback as we do on social media. How do you deal with all of it having such a large following?
I mean, there's like the sociology aspect of it, right? Or like the anthropological aspect of it, where I'm like, this is so crazy that this many people know this much about me, or that I am getting this much feedback, or that I myself am seeing myself through so many other people's perspective. Like, that's how I go through my day, almost knee-jerk thinking of other people's perspective of me for my job.
Yeah.
Again, like, anthropologically, not great. Probably not like the healthiest thing.
For sure.
But I'll be honest, and I'm curious how you feel. I don't even really feel like a public person. I feel like I'm someone who, okay, this actually, I was going to say who has like a lot of Instagram friends. That sounds disgusting. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that was such like a PR, like, they're all my friends.
Yeah, right.
But that is kind of how I feel. I feel like people aren't like creating their own narrative of me online. I don't think, at least. Like, I don't feel like a public person. I feel like I'm public facing in that people recognize my face sometimes. But like, the people that come up to me are the coolest people. Like, that I don't ever feel like anyone's like fanning over me. People are just like, hey, I think you're really funny. In the same capacity, they would be like, hey, my cousin knows you and said that you were really funny. Like, it feels kind of the same thing.
Totally. I think of it similarly, and it is such a PR answer to say, like, but it's how I feel as well. Like, it's not like a people are coming up to me like hounding me on the street. Like, that just doesn't happen. I'm sure it does to some creators, but to me it just isn't a thing. But people will come up and be like, you are so entertaining, or you, like, this video you posted like made me smile, or like, you know, those are like such fun little anecdotes. It doesn't really interfere with like my daily life. Whereas I think that's some of the difference between, you know, traditional celebrities and influencers, is that influencers and creators are kind of putting out what they want to, and they can be selective of it. Whereas traditional celebrities, like, you only know stuff about them through magazines. And so there's that fodder there. There's that fan interaction where it's like, I want to know more. I see you on the street, and like, it's like seeing a teacher outside of school, like in Mean Girls, walk on his hind legs like a dog. So it's like, it's similar to that, whereas like online, like, you actually like see somebody's like daily life, or like they're sharing what they want to share. So you know, have the ability to cater that to your audience in a way. So I think it's an interesting comparison between the two.
Yeah, and people ask me all the time. But people do, I feel like, even just like friends or whatever, they'll be like, hey, how do you deal with all the hate online? Or how do you deal with all the blah, 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 blah? And I don't really get it. I mean, like, I think a lot of it too is I've become a little unfazed by like the generic, like, you're ugly, or like, you know, Mr. Chin Hair, or whatever. Like, those comments, I don't care. Those people, that's just like someone who like wants to talk. That doesn't matter to me.
Totally.
But like, I don't really get, again, like, people aren't I don't feel famous in like at all. I don't feel like people are creating a narrative of me. Like, I don't feel like there's like a group of people who are like rooting for my downfall.
We need to take her
DMing
down.
me a lot of hate. Yeah. Like, I don't feel that way. And I guess I'm really lucky, or again, just like not famous enough for anyone to really give a shit. So I do just fine. With it.
Yeah. That's good to know, because I feel like there is so much negativity in this industry just because there are so many like keyboard warriors and trolls out there. So I like to hear from people that it's not always the case. Like, because a lot of times people are like, how do I get into doing content? Like, I'm scared of like what people will think. And it's like, everybody is, but like, just don't give a shit. Like, there's only so many shits you can give in a day, you know? So like, just post the damn video. Like, who cares?
Post the damn video. Do you feel like you get like hate online?
Not really. Only when it comes to like people thinking that creators should like stay in a specific lane. Like if you post about politics or post about social issues going on in the world, then that's really when people will come out and about. I randomly like I look through, like, I got engaged recently, and I look through the posts on the engagement post, and I just see like all of these like old men from like West Arkansas that are like commenting like marriage is between, and I'm like, I literally just laugh at it. I'm like, you don't even understand that you're just like, by you engaging with my post, you're helping it. So at the end of the day, it's really quite lovely that they feel so compelled to comment. But for the most part, I really don't get any hate. I think it's interesting to talk about with other creators because it does vary so differently for so many people.
I do think people who are a little more, I hate to use the word divisive because that's not fair, but like I don't really talk about the world. Like I'm making fun of myself and I'm making fun of the world around me, and I'm trying to like be relatable. I'm not trying to like change the world. I don't have that on my shoulders, you know? So yeah. I feel I have so much respect for people who are talking about certain things, who choose to be political, who choose for that to be their platform. I have so much respect because I know that they're getting 10 times what I'm getting.
Totally.
But yeah, I think that's maybe the huge privilege that I have, and like that's not the kind of conversation that people are having with me.
Yeah, I'm very similar in that sense. It's not, we're more like comedic skit based things, I feel like, whereas where I'm not sharing like, you know, here's my daily life and here are all the things I'm going through on this day, in this like occasionally I do, but it's more so through like skits and through the lens of that, where they're trying to come off as like hopefully funny and relatable and things like that.
Well, that's why do you consider yourself an influencer? Like, do you say I'm an influencer?
I always have trouble with that. I debate between calling myself an influencer or calling myself a content creator, because I like to think of myself as a creator. I don't know if I necessarily influence anything. So calling myself that is weird. I always have this conversation with guests on here too of like, what do you prefer? Like, do you prefer influencer or do you prefer creator?
Oh, I definitely prefer creator because I feel like, to me, being an influencer, I would feel so much pressure. Because I feel like as an influencer, you're almost showing like what life could be or something. I don't know. Like there's a lot of influencers who are showing their life and they're showing what they're going through, and they're showing it's more than just like outfits and food or whatever. It is like their life and their point of view. And you're not trying to get a reaction from someone, and that we're trying to make people laugh. We're trying to make people feel like seen, whatever. They're just like breaking open, and that scares me
totally.
A little bit.
I get that completely. I think too, like a lot of influencers have this like aspirational lifestyle. Like they share their life in a really open way, and then it affords them the ability to maximize and capitalize off of it. And like, my house is not aesthetic at all. Like, I'm not living like in this massive mansion that like a lot of these creators are. And that's how I started, was like poking fun at influencers and like creating content around influencers. So I just have like a specific type of like soft spot for them, just to learn more about them. And I'm just like very interested in their life. So I'm curious when people come on and they're like, I'm more of a creator than an influencer, because I feel the same way. But yeah, I think it's just interesting. I want to get back to your content a little bit, because I feel like you talk a lot about like being like a millennial, and like I consider myself like painfully millennial, like to the point where it is like a core personality trait. So I want to ask you some of like your favorite millennial things. Do you remember, you probably do, what your first screen name was? The look behind the eyes just went dark.
It's unfortunate. What is this podcast rated?
It's rated X. You can do and say anything.
My two friends and I, and this is so bad because we were like probably 13 or 12. I mean, it's so bad. It's so bad, Hayden. We decided to do the Powerpuff Girls. If you remember, the Powerpuff Girls were like Bubbles, Buttercup,
Blossom, and Buttercup.
There you go.
Yeah.
And we were each variations of those names, but sexual.
Oh, God.
And mine was Come to Bubbles.
Oh.
XO.
Okay.
Yep. It was CUM, the number 2, Bubbles with a Z, XO.
Wow.
And every time I say that out loud, I just get sadder and sadder for myself because that's insane. And I wondered why it was such a creepy, I mean, I don't know how long it lasted because I do think I got infiltrated with like
creepy men.
A lot of like ASL, you know? And you can kind of feel that energy.
Yeah, totally.
And there's only so long I want to pretend that I'm 17 talking to a 49-year-old. So I think I changed it pretty quickly to, I think my second one after that was like La Courtney.
Yeah.
Because I was like, no,
I feel like we all had like phases with our screen names. Like I had like probably like 10 or 15 different screen names. And I would always try to make sure that my profile, like when you like go into like my, like you're friends with me on AIM, and then you go to my profile, I had to make sure it was like perfectly lined up and like all my friends' initials were in the profile. Like, and if you pissed me off that day, I would remove you from my profile because I was like, you're annoying me. Like, I'm going to bitch you out. Like, let's remove you from my profile, that type of thing. Like, that's the type of freak I was on AIM. My last name is Cohen. So my first screen name was Who Loves Hot Cocoa, calling myself Hot Cocoa.
Obsessed.
You know, and it's not my finest shining moment. It's not the most creative name, but you know, it was all right.
You know what's so funny is now that I'm thinking, I had one of my best friends who I think was part of the Powerpuff Girls sexual trio clan, threesome, if you will. Her last name was Cohen, and I'm pretty sure she eventually moved into like a Cocoa Puffs thing as well. So I think that was the Cohen lane.
That must have been it. Were you big into chat rooms as a kid too? Like speaking of like the ASL of it all and the talking to 49-year-olds when you claim to be 17 but you're really like 13, 12. Was that something you guys did too? I need to know it was a universal experience.
I don't think so, because I think I remember doing something about maybe some sort of like chat roulette situation, but I don't think there was chat. I don't think they ever. What's so funny because I auditioned for American Idol when I was 17, and I remember like going into the chat rooms to like find out more information, and I was like, oh, this is a chat room. So I think that was my first foray.
Oh my God, actually. Wait, that's so interesting that you tried out for American Idol. Can you tell me that experience of what it was like trying out for that? Because I was like a Kelly Clarkson stan growing up, so like I just never had the pipes to support even my parents bringing me to an audition. So I need to hear what that experience was like.
Oh, me either, Hayden. Like I had no business being there. And still a Kelly Clarkson stan. Yes. Would die for that woman.
Truly, same.
Truly. I didn't make it past the first round, so there's really not much to talk about. But where was it? It was in my mom took me to I think it was the Giant Stadium at the time. And I think it was maybe called MetLife, maybe, I don't know. But it was the Giant Stadium in New York or New Jersey. And I just, like, you would sign up. They had 2 days before the actual auditions where you could wait in line and you would go sign up. And the sooner you got there, the sooner you get to audition. And like in the chat rooms, it was like, the sooner you get there, the better chance you have. I don't think no one knows what they're doing.
There was no real rule book.
There's no strategy. Like, just if you're good, you're good. If you suck, you suck.
Literally.
You go and wear a clown costume, they'll let you through. And we went and we got there on day 1 and we signed up, and then you wait outside in like the heat. And then day 2, we like wandered around New York, and then day 3 we went and you like lined up in lines of 4. There was like all these little tables of like executives and stuff, and you got in a group of 4. and you would wait in these lines, and you got up to the front of the thing, and it was your turn, and you would sing like 15 seconds of a song.
Oh my God.
And they would be like, no, 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 or no, no, yes, no, or like, and it was an immediate no. I go, all right.
Thank you.
But I remember there was one girl who was there, and I heard her singing in the bathroom, and she was so good. Like, she sang the song from Dreamgirls, the Beyonce song from Dreamgirls.
Oh, listen.
Oh, she was so good.
Yeah.
And I remember she made it past the first round, and she was so hot too. Like, she was smoking. She had this like short, like red bob.
She was like born to be a pop star.
Born. And you know what? I never saw her on TV.
How sad.
I don't know.
And there are a million stories like that we don't even know. Like, I always think of like, speaking of American Idol, like Benson Boone getting rejected from American Idol, Tori Kelly getting rejected from American Idol. Like, really big people got rejected. So honestly, you're in good company.
I still have time to be a pop star. Let's go.
It's never too late to start, okay?
Oh, so funny.
Speaking of American Idol, what was your favorite TV show growing up? Like millennial vibes. Like for me, it was like Full House was my show, like my comfort show growing up that I was obsessed with.
I loved Full House. Going back a little further, I loved Growing Pains.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I got older, it was One Tree Hill. Like,
oh my God, same.
Lived and breathed for that show. Every night it was like me making out with me making out with Chad Michael Murray on my pillow to go to sleep. Like, that show. Ooh, that show still, like, the like feeling that I get thinking about that show could like ride me a high for weeks. I swear.
I fully am on the same page as you. Like Naylee, like I was the like Nathan and Haley stan. Like the Dare You to Move, Kissing in the Rain, like that was like my sexual awakening as a child. I was like, I'm meant to be with this man, Nathan Scott. Like there was no other option for me. That was it.
Who, by the way, has aged like fine frickin' wine.
Oh my God, he is so fine. I can't even handle it. Every time, one of my dreams is to go to those. Have you seen they do like those conventions?
Oh,
in Wilmington.
I missed it. It was like in April or something, and I saw that I missed it, and I go, what? I was so upset. Next year I'm going.
Every year, no, we should go together. Honestly, we can create some really good content when we're down there.
I would love that more than you know. Truly, I'll cry.
No, like it would. We
need to go.
Ideal.
Okay.
Really quickly before I let you go, one question that I always ask people on the podcast. We talk a lot about social media, about content. What do you say is your influencer ick? Like something that you see people doing online that you are like, ugh, I hate that. Something people say often is like unboxings, for example, or like house tours. It's like, why do we need to see all of this like opulence and wealth and all the free shit that you're getting that you could probably afford to buy, but you get sent to you for free anyways? Do you have any that come to mind?
That's so funny because I love all that stuff. I think like I love opulence, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, show me all of your consumerism. Like,
totally.
I'm part of the problem for sure. I mean, what is my ick? My ick is probably the things that I'm insecure about that I see. Like when I see someone that I'm like, oh, you're making content that you don't want to make, but you know that'll get good views. And I'm like, oh,
like it's not related. Like it doesn't really show who they are as a person. Like you just are doing it because you know that it'll be like engaged with and the views will soar. That's a good one, actually.
Because I do it, and I'm like, and it's my least favorite thing that I do, and I feel so. The ick that I feel watching other people do it is just a reverb ick from when I do it. Is truly what it is.
Oh my God, like, that's a good one.
I'm so allergic to myself being inauthentic or myself caring what people think about me that when I see it happening with other people, it's like it's just a reflective ick for myself.
I get that completely. I couldn't agree more. What is next for you? I know that you have your tour that you're going on. Tell me about it.
I'm so excited. It's my first time ever doing anything like this. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm so scared, so nervous, so anxious, so mainly excited, but I think because it's so far like away now that I'm like, I can be excited and not feel like I'm going to throw up, which will absolutely happen on the day of each show. But yeah, we're doing a comedy show. I did one in Nashville. It's a live, like, it's kind of I've been calling it just a live comedy show, but it's basically a sketch show. It's a sketch show about like one person kind of going through different phases of girlhood. It's called Girlwind.
Oh, I love that.
The whirlwind of girlhood, if you will.
Incredible.
And yeah, it's a lot of stuff based on like stuff that I went through, stuff that my friends have gone through, just like, but it's so goofy and silly and funny. And it's me and my two of the funniest people that I know they kind of play different characters around me. And we have a piano guy. Everyone is just so amazing. And we're going to a few different cities this fall.
Oh my God, amazing.
I hope people come and they have fun. It's very girly, but it's more millennial than anything. So I think all genders can appreciate it, if I may, because I think it's just, yeah, it's super millennial. I'm hoping it's super relatable.
Yeah.
People have told me it's very relatable, so that's what I'm going with.
I feel like if it's any reflection of the content that you create online, everybody will relate to it 100%. I'm really excited. I wish you were coming to Boston. You got to come up to Boston and bring the show.
I want to tour the world with this, Hayden. So like I will come, I will do all of the things. If we can have a good kind of run with this, it's one of those shows that I think I can just keep adding on to and making better and making more relatable and adding depth to. So yeah, it's my baby. It's my baby.
I love that.
I wrote it. It's my firstborn child. So yeah, I'm just really excited.
I'm excited for you. I can't wait to. Hopefully, there's some clips online that I can preview, and I'm sure it'll be a huge success. And then you'll make your way up to Boston afterwards, and I'll be front row watching because I'm such a fan of yours.
I mean, worst case scenario, we'll just fly to your house, your non-aesthetically pleasing home, and we'll just do it for you in your living room because you deserve it.
That sounds ideal as well. Content in real life. Are you kidding?
Perfect.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Where can everybody that's listening and watching follow you online?
I'm at It's Courtney Michelle on TikTok and Instagram and other platforms, and then www.itscourtneymichelle.com will give you information about the Girlwind tour and all that good stuff.
Oh my God, amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. It was so nice meeting you.
Thank you so much for having me. I love you so much.
Thank you. God, of course. The love is mutual. Thanks you guys for listening. To a lot of you have been asking. You can subscribe, like, comment, follow, stalk me and Courtney online everywhere. And I will see you guys next week.